welcome back to another video. This really popped when I saw it. That to me is a monster increase. Again, this book got hot. This book is ready to go higher.
So let's jump right into it.
We are back today with another statue review from Diamond Select Toys. Without further ado, let's get into the review. What is going on, YouTube? This is Lawrence over at Mighty Comics and Collectibles, and welcome back to another video. Today, we're here for the Hot 10 Breakdown of the Week. That's right, the 10 hottest comics according to the Key Collector app, and I let you guys know whether I'm a buyer here at these prices or if I be staying away or possibly even selling. With that said, guys, before we get started in today's video, like always, I'm going to ask you, if you're not a current subscriber of the channel and have been enjoying some of my content, do me a favor, go ahead and click that subscribe button for me. It really does help the channel out. I want you to smash that like button on the way out as well, but turn on the notification bell because it lets you guys know when I post new videos. One other announcement, if you guys haven't checked out my website, mightycollects.com, I have some awesome comics for sale and some fantastic new merch. Check it out. With that said, let's jump into it. At number 10 on this list is a copy of Tomb of Dracula #1 and the first appearance of Dracula in Marvel Comics. And a CGC 8.5, just sold the prior week for $909, up 13% over that 12-month rolling average. You guys know why this book is going up all of a sudden? Homelander himself, Anthony Starr, has been rumored to take on the mantle of Dracula in the next Blade movie. Am I a buyer of this book? Yes, I am at high grades, but I gotta be honest, you got to be very careful because it doesn't happen and he doesn't take on the role of Dracula in this movie. This book is going to go down. So if you're in this book for the long term, yes, I am a buyer. At number 9 on this list is a copy of Avengers #8 and the first appearance of Kang the Conqueror and a CGC 4.0. Just sold last week for $1,140, up 9% over that 12-month rolling average. Now, when they announced Kang was coming to the MCU and Ant-Man Quantumania, that was the time, to be honest, to sell this book because it has almost doubled or tripled over a week's time. With that said, the book has come down a little bit. Kang's going to be in the MCU now for a couple of years, couple of movies. So if this book starts to trickle down a little bit more, I'd be a buyer. However, if it doesn't, if it starts going up, I'd use that opportunity to sell this one if I could. At number 8 in this list is a copy of Fantastic Four #52 and the first appearance of T'Challa as the Black Panther, and a CGC 4.5, just sold last week for $1,002, up 1% over that 12-month rolling average. You guys know if I'm going to buy any Black Panther book out there, it's going to be this one. However, you have to own this book for the long term. We may get a spike in this book. We may get a drop depending on what happens in this movie going forward in November. But again, if you're holding long term, then yes, it's 100% a buy. At number 7 on this list is Fantastic Four #1, but whoa, it's the Golden Record reprint and a CGC 6.5, just sold last week for $938, up 42% since 2021. You guys know I love these Golden Record reprints. If you guys don't know what they are, they're basically Silver Age comics that came with records back in the day. I believe there's only 4 or 5 comics that are actually produced for these Golden Record reprints, but regardless, I want to own them. However, there's no way in hell I'm spending close to $1,000 on one. If you can get one in mid-grade that looks great for a decent price, that's where I'd be spending my money. I'm not putting a lot of money towards these things, even though I do think they're going to appreciate later on in the future. At number 6 in this list is a copy of Marvel Team-Up #15 and the first Spider-Man meets Ghost Rider. Really wacky book to be on this list this week, but a CGC 9.6, just sold the prior week for $420, up 18% since 2021. If you guys want to own Spider-Man books or Ghost Rider books, guess what? I'm not owning this one. This is way too much money to spend, even though it's super high grade on this book. Go out and get yourself a nice first appearance of one of these characters, or even a smaller key from their main titles as opposed to this one. That's the better buy. I'm not a buyer here of this book right now. At number 5 on this list is a copy of Daredevil #7 and the first appearance of Daredevil in his iconic red costume. You guys know we just saw Daredevil in the banana suit at SDCC reveal. Regardless, the CGC 6.5 just sold for $1,035, up 12% over that 12-month rolling average. You guys know I'm 100% a buyer of this one. If this book starts to shoot up over the next couple of days or even weeks, I'd hold off buying this one. However, once we kind of don't get any news for a bit, I bet you it comes back down, and that's when I'd be a buyer of this book. But yes, I'm a buyer 100%, but get it at the right price long term. I think we have 3 years before that Daredevil series comes out, or maybe 2. At number 4 on this list is a copy of Submariner number 20 and the first Doctor Doom versus Namor battle. This is a book I definitely didn't think was going to be on the list, but I got to be honest, I am intrigued by it. CGC 9.0 just sold last week for $600, up 155% since December. Now that there are whispers out there that Doctor Doom is coming, we just got introduced to the Submariner. You know eventually they're going to go at it. So that's why I'm saying right now, if you want to own this book, do yourself a favor, go ahead and grab it. I am a buyer. But guess what? You don't have to go out and get a 9.0 copy of this book. If you can get a 4 5.0, I think that's a sweet spot, and that's where I'd like to add this book for the long term. At number 3 on this list is a copy of Marvel Premiere number 47 and the first appearance of Scott Lang as the new Ant-Man. This is a nice, fun book I've owned multiple times throughout the years. And it's CGC 8.0. Just sold last week for $180, up 30% over that 12-month rolling average. While this book is not an investment book, guys, I think this is a nice little key to have for a cheap amount of price. You can get this book for a very fine copy for under $200 for a major character that's been used in the MCU. Yes, I'm a buyer of this thing. Just to have as a fun book in your collection, I'd be all over this one. At number 2 on this list is The Monster Key, and one of my favorite books right now. It is a copy of New Mutants 98 and the first appearance of Deadpool. And a CGC 9.8 just sold last week for $1,850, up 3% over that 12-month rolling average. You guys know I say it all the time. If you want to own this book, get it in a 9.8. There's a lot of people who jump down my throat saying they can get it in lower grades. To me, I say stay the 9.8. That's where the true pop is going to be when they announce Deadpool 3. But you know I'm 100% a buyer of this one. Go out and get your copy before they make the announcement. And at the top spot is a book that's been all over this list for the past couple of months. It is a copy of Avengers number 9 and the first appearance of Wonder Man. You guys know he's coming to his own Disney Plus show, but do you really want to pay these high prices? A CGC 6.0 just sold the prior week for $800, up 13% since last month. That tells me this book is going up way too far, way too quickly, and I do not think Wonder Man is going to stick around in the long term in the MCU, so I'm nowhere near on spending $800 on this book. If you get a nice 4.0 copy for cheap, under value, and you want to snatch it away, do me a favor, go ahead and do it. But outside of that, you're going to spend almost $1,000 on the first appearance of Wonder Man. I think that's nuts. With that said, guys, it is now time for my best buy of the week, and 2 weeks in a row, this character hits the spot. It is none other than New Mutants 98 and the first appearance of Deadpool. I think we're going to get a nice pop in this book, even though there are a ton of copies out there. Own it in that 9.8. If you have to own it in a 9.6, be my guest, you just may not get the push that everybody thinks we're going to get. Hope you guys enjoyed this Hot 10 breakdown, guys. A lot of great books on this list and a couple of new ones that I am intrigued by. With that said, this is Lawrence over at Money Comics and Collectibles saying thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you guys soon.